Our next speaker is a Chadwick alum. He is a person who, in many ways, reflects our Chadwick mission. Daniel applied his knowledge to academic excellence. He is a person who knows people, laws, political science, and he's taken that knowledge and developed an educational and motivational program for students and adults. Character development. Mr. Armstrong walks his talk. He is a model for lifelong learners throughout the country and the world. Self-determination. He found a tree. He began his own company, which was built around the idea that you can do or be whatever you put your mind to. Mr. Armstrong is the author of this booklet. It's called How to Live Your Dreams, Find a Tree, and Get Started. Mr. Armstrong received his Juris Doctorate and Master's in Business Administration from UCLA, and his BA degree in Poli-Sci from Columbia University in New York. Daniel has worked as an entrepreneur in Africa and America. The 6th grade students have already gotten a chance to hear from him a little and hear of some of his Africa adventures. Please join me in welcoming Daniel Armstrong.
To the headmaster, Ted Hill, the director of the village school, Dr. Megan Scannell, teachers Connie Schneider, Jeff Levine, Robert LaFun, and Harry Guffey, family, friends, students, and graduates, I thank you for the honor and the opportunity to speak at today's graduation. 21 years ago, tomorrow, I was sitting in the same chairs you sit today. I asked a friend recently, how many people do you know who are leading interesting lives? He shrugged his shoulders and said, most people are just surviving. Surviving until the end of the class, till lunch begins. Right? Surviving until Friday and the week is over. Many of us are just surviving. To just survive does not necessarily mean you're barely making passing grades. To just survive means you're doing just what is expected of you. You may one day go to a top college. You may one day have a beautiful home and luxurious car, but you may still be just surviving, not thriving, not living in pursuit of your dreams, just surviving with all the symbols of success. To live and not just survive is to cultivate and utilize your natural gifts, talents, and interests for service of yourself and embetterment of yourself and family, and then your community, nation, and world. To make your dreams a reality. This is living. Gaining knowledge through education must be more than a means to gain the symbols of success. Education comes from a Latin word, educere, which means to bring out or draw out. Education should bring out and draw out your natural gifts, talents, and interests. Education should empower us to live our dreams. But with no dream, why are you in school? With no dream, why are you striving for A's and for knowledge? A couple years ago, I asked a Chadwick senior who was going to Harvard what she was going to major in at Harvard University in the fall. And she said, I don't know. And I said, well, why are you going to Harvard? She said, I don't know. She was just surviving, doing just what was expected of her, going to Harvard. But going to Harvard with no sense of purpose, no mission, no passion, no dream. Come back to school, students, in the fall with a dream. With a dream for yourself or a dream of how you want to help to build a better world. Connect every class, every term paper, every project to that dream. Use your education to gain a greater understanding of what you intend to do with your life. Seek knowledge to make your dreams a reality. Then you'll be learning with a purpose, with a mission. And because of this passion, you will master your field, not because you want an A to survive, but because you recognize that knowledge is required to make your dreams a reality. You may ask, well, Mr. Armstrong, how can I live my dreams? I'm only in 5th, 6th, or 7th grade. When I grow up, I will. No. Start today. Start today. Commit yourself to a life in which you thrive and not just survive. In order to thrive, you must live your dreams. The failure to live your dreams leads to an unfulfilled life. Thrive, don't just survive. Living your dreams starts today, June 12, 2001. When I was in 4th grade, I remember seeing a television series called Born Free. It was about lions in Africa who had been taken in and then let free again. And in 4th grade, I dreamed one day, seeing that show, I said, I want to go to Africa. And my projects I did, I remember doing a research paper and a project on Africa in pursuit of that dream. And today I've been to Africa maybe 10 or 12 times. Plant the seed today of what you dream of doing tomorrow. And then use school as a tool to nurture and water that dream with knowledge so that tomorrow your dreams become your reality. On my most recent visit to Africa, I lived in the country of Ghana in West Africa pursuing business projects. And I know many of you think of Africa as lions, tigers, and bears, but I lived in a city where there's traffic jams. They listen to, who do you listen to? Snoop Dogg and whoever, Madonna. They listen to all that over there. But I would leave the comforts of my home and go to the poorest part of town called Nima, where they had open sewers and homes that looked like shacks. And in Nima, I would coach basketball as a way of bridging friendship with the young people there. And after about a month or so, I realized they were doing nothing but waiting for me to show up to play basketball. So I asked them, what are your dreams? And most had no dream other than to come to America. And I realized that many would not make it to America. But one day a young boy said to me, he said, Daniel, I have a dream. And my dream is to teach in my own school one day. I thought, what a bold thought to have for someone without running water to want their own school. He proceeded to ask me for the money to finance his school, and I said, I can't do that. So I said, Jonathan, you need to just go find a tree and just get started teaching. Not discouraged, he found a tree and literally began teaching 25 young people math and reading under a tree. Word of his school spread, and soon he had 50 to 100 young people coming to his school under the tree. Seeing his success, a businessman in the community then gave him a brand new building for his school. He was about 16 years old. That showed me the power of faith and action. First, you must have a dream, but then you must get knowledge and take action to make that dream a reality. I returned to America in '98, and I realized that Americans were just surviving, not thriving. We were shooting each other in school. We were bored in school, or we didn't like our jobs. So I wrote the booklet, How to Live Your Dreams, Find a Tree, and Get Started. And I go to different schools and companies and work with people to motivate them to pursue their dreams. One client I've had is the California Youth Authority. That's a place we send criminals, young men 12 to 20 years old who've committed robbery, rape, and murder. It's called the Fred C. Nellis School in Whittier. And at Nellis, I met a young man one time, was in my program, called Darwin Ramirez. Darwin was locked up at age 14 for attempted murder. He was so rebellious in jail, they put him in something called lockdown, where he spent his 23 hours a day in a room by himself. He came out for 1 hour inside of a cage, and they would shower him through that cage like an animal. Darwin told me one time they gave him a roommate, and they fought and fought and fought until they couldn't lift their arms up anymore. Darwin was selected for the Find a Tree program. He wanted to be in entertainment. I said, Darwin, you need knowledge, you must take action, even here in jail. He began reading, and they organized a talent show and then a concert in the jail. Then he began helping other people pursue their dreams on his unit. And because of the progress he made in jail, we were able to help him get an internship when he was released last year at BMG Entertainment in Beverly Hills. He did a fantastic job, and BMG hired him as a full-time employee, where he works now as a model employee for BMG. Darwin went from lockup to Beverly Hills because he found a tree and got started. Speaking of Darwin recently, he bought his first car, a BMW. And the first time he drove it, he ran into a tree. And I said, Darwin, is find a tree and get started, not find a tree and hit it. In April of 2000, a group of Chadwick students visited my students in the Find a Tree program at Nellis. And you should have seen the director of the upper school, Mark Whitman's face, when I explained to him that the state of California has a policy, a no hostage policy. If the Chadwick students were taken hostage, the state would not negotiate for their release. The students went. And I remember driving down there with them. It was like they were going to the soup kitchen to help the young criminals. The moderator in between, in doing the dialogue, asked the students from Chadwick and the ones who had finished the Find a Tree program, what are you doing in your own community to build a better world? The young men at Nellis talked about how they were pursuing their dreams. One started school, one was studying to be a physical therapist, one studying to be a real estate broker, how they were helping other people not in the program to find their gifts, their talents, and begin working together across racial, across gang lines. The Chadwick students were stumped what they were doing in their community to build a better world. A Chadwick student then raised her hand and said, you know what? You guys here are better than us. We have everything in Palos Verdes, but we're doing nothing with it. Young man at Nellis said, no, we're not better. We have simply found our tree and we've gotten started. The students returned here to Chadwick to discuss what happened. They went to help the criminals, but the criminals ended up helping them. And from that meeting, we developed something called the senior seminar, The Good Life, where students study about what they want to do in their life and they then begin taking action towards those goals. But I asked the students who are here today, why wait until you're a senior? Dream today, then find a tree and get started. In September of 2000, I was invited to participate in the junior class retreat. I met a student named Lauren Dorsey. Lauren had a dream of helping the people of South Africa. And she had a concept called Soul to Soul, in which she wanted to send used shoes to South Africa. 10 months later, Lauren has collected over 1,000 shoes from the Chadwick community. We have the Bishop Desmond Tutu Foundation assisting us in South Africa. Compact Computers has come on as a sponsor, and the VP of Worldwide Operations of Compact is working with her. Lauren found her tree, and she got started. She is thriving as she pursues her dream of helping the people of South Africa. Lauren is making a difference in the world, as well as showing Chadwick students what is possible when you dream and then find a tree and get started. As I close, I ask, what type of school would Chadwick be if, like Lauren, each student here decided today to thrive and not just survive, then dreamed and pursued that dream by finding a tree and getting started? What type of school would Chadwick be? Thank you very much.